Hi, and welcome to my channel, Insightful. Today I'm going to be talking about how to create a great CV for 2019. Now, I know you may be wanting to secure that fantastic role, but you may not know where to start in terms of your CV, or you have a CV, but you feel that it could be a lot better. Well, stick around because today I have 10 fantastic tips to help you land that job in 2019. And I also have a bonus 2 points to give you at the end of the video. Firstly, a lot of CVs only list their job duties instead of actually writing about a person's accomplishments and skills. Now, I worked with the then Mayor of London, Boris Johnson, and I was sure to include this in my CV as I knew that recruiters and companies would look at that accomplishment and think, wow, that's a huge one, and we are going to call in this person for an interview. I also wrote out the outcomes that I had achieved. I had achieved national media coverage with Boris Johnson, and that was seen in my CV. So be sure to write about your accomplishments, whether you had sold 50 cars as a salesman or whether you had created cost savings for your company as an IT project manager. Be sure to really specify those accomplishments as that will stand out in your CV. Now, I've seen many CVs with grammatical errors, and in this day and age, you can simply use Grammarly, which helps with your grammar and spell checks, and it is free. I can't tell you how many CVs and applications don't get a second chance because they are thrown out due to poor spelling. I'll put the link above so that you can actually check out Grammarly. Now, ignoring unpaid work experience. You may have completed high school or college or university, and you may feel that you don't really have any experience to put on your CV, and you may be wondering that and thinking that your CV is going to be completely blank. But this isn't true. I was in a similar situation. I had finished university, but I didn't have any paid work experience. But I did work for unpaid at a radio station and at a newspaper. So I was sure to include those roles in my CV. And you can easily see my skill set, which I had gained through those positions. So be sure to include unpaid work experience. Number four, I know a lot of people are using the same CV for all positions. And sometimes your CV does need to be tweaked and amended if you're applying for certain jobs. And I know that's the last thing you want to hear because you feel like you've been applying for so many roles and you don't want to add extra work by changing your CV for different roles. But think about it. If you are a PR executive and you apply for an events coordinator position, and you know that you've had events coordinator experience within your job, make sure you highlight that in your CV. Make sure that that is the first thing that a company who's looking to hire you sees, so that they see that your experience matches the role that you're applying for. Number five, use Canva for formatting your CV. It's free. I did this with my CV and it looked fantastic. It looked very professional, and I promise you, again, they are not sponsoring this video, but it really helped me. And I know that a lot of people don't have money to go and ask somebody to write a CV for them or to pay for a paid platform. So use these free platforms. They are helpful and they will really boost your CV and make it look professional. Number six, keep your CV concise and short. Recruiters and companies are dealing with hundreds of CVs every day. So don't send them an 8-page CV. Make sure that your CV uses bullet points and that it's user-friendly to look at and to navigate through. Number seven, list your skill sets. For instance, my CV has brand strategy and campaign management, copywriting and editing. So make sure that you list your skill sets. You don't want your recruiter or company to be trying to figure it out on their own. Make it obvious and clear to them as to what you can bring to the company. Number eight, write down your awards. You've achieved something. Make sure that you write it out. I was awarded a bursary to study, and that's included in my CV. If you were Employee of the Month, for instance, make sure you put that under awards. Number 9, make it relevant. I looked at a CV of a person who had 10 years of IT experience, but they also listed as one of the earlier jobs that they were a shop assistant at a sweet shop. Now, if the role is not relevant to the job that you're applying for, delete it. It doesn't add any value, so make sure that the the roles that you have on your CV, especially if you have a long work history, are relevant to the job that you're applying for. Number 10, have a work portfolio. I have a work portfolio and it's really served me well. I know a lot of people may think, okay, you can only have a work portfolio if you're in marketing or if you are a graphic designer. But this is not true. Even if you're in IT and you were an IT project manager and you saved your company a great deal of money by producing a fantastic document, that can form part of your work portfolio. Make sure that you submit your work portfolio along with your CV when you're applying for jobs, and also take it in to the interview when you go in for that interview. I remember when I went for an interview and I took in my portfolio, and the hiring manager said to me that I was the first person who actually brought in a portfolio, and they were pretty impressed by that. And I landed that job. It's one thing to tell a company or tell a recruiter that you can produce fantastic results, but to show them, to demonstrate, to showcase your work through a portfolio takes you up a notch, and it it helps you beat the other candidate who may have the same skill set, same level of expertise, but doesn't have the materials to actually showcase it. So remember, work on that portfolio. Even if you're in your current job and you know you want to leave, start saving the documents that you've produced and include it in your work portfolio. So here we are, we at the bonus points. Point 11, have great references. And by that, I don't mean simply having an email address or phone number of your previous employer. But if you have given in your notice period and things are very amicable between you and your current employer, ask them while you are in the job to write a great reference letter for you. You don't want to have to chase after people once the job is over. You want to feel planned when you're applying for jobs. And once again, if your company sees a great reference letter from your employer, they know that it's not you simply saying that you did a fantastic job, but an employer saying it, and it holds a great deal of weight. Um, you know, when people give references, they sometimes only have the job title, the duration of time that they worked. You want your employer to be specific about what you what you had actually achieved in that role. So be sure to tactfully brief them as to what you would require in that reference letter. Point number 12 is apply to as many jobs as you can, as long as they are relevant to the role, to your expertise, and to your skill set. Now, a lot of times when I ask people who tell me that they're struggling to find a job, and I ask them, well, how many jobs have you applied for in the past week? And they tell me, well, I've applied for 10 jobs. And I tell them, 10 jobs, that's not enough. I remember when I was looking for a role, I would literally apply for about 500 jobs a day. And it was a job in itself. Looking for work is a job in itself. But the more jobs that you apply for, which are aligned to your skill set, the higher the likelihood of you actually landing the job of your dreams. So make sure to apply for as many jobs as possible across different platforms, whether it's through LinkedIn, whether it's through online job portals, whether it's through Facebook groups. Make sure you are really putting yourself out there, because it's going to reap your rewards. So understand that looking for a job does require effort. You have to be patient with the process and patient with yourself. It is time consuming, and it is normal to feel demotivated. I felt very demotivated at times when I was looking for a job. I felt that I was doing everything correctly, but I wasn't anywhere closer to getting that dream job. But it took time for me to land the jobs that I landed. And when I did, it really was fantastic roles. So keep going. You know, keep going. Be systematic about your approach, and keep changing your CV so that it can look the very best that it can possibly look. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more helpful advice, and please subscribe to Insightful. Have a wonderful week and good luck with your job search. Bye bye.